Okay, hello everybody. I want to show you how to make this cute little sign. I'm using Memento black ink and inking up my little bee and going to stamp it on some crushed curry cardstock. And I just hold that in place. And I'm stamping out the rest of the bees. For this project, I'm going to be doing 5 bees and then a queen bee that comes with the honey bee set of Stampin' Up. And the Memento ink is really nice because it will, if you wanted to color it with our stamping blends, you could easily do that without any bleeding. Okay, this is a die that I use with the Stampin' Up! Big Shot. So you basically put the paper and the die and you sandwich it in between the plates, and when you squeeze it, it's applying pressure and it cuts it out. So you'll see how I do this. Just sandwich it in. And now it's going through where it's cutting and applying pressure. And there you have it. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut out all of the bees. And then there I'm cutting out the larger bee, the queen bee. And again, I'm going to sandwich it in there. And this one is a little more intricate. It's got, you'll see it's got more of a design to it that it cuts it out. And what I end up doing with the queen bee is I put some black paint on there to make it more, realistic like. And then the pieces that are inside there, you can use a pin or a tack, or they've got a little tool that you can use to poke out those extra pieces. Most of them you can kind of take out just with your hand because they're loose in there. And I cut that bee out using the crushed curry cardstock as well. And this is the daisy punch, and I'm going to punch out some flowers with that same crushed curry cardstock. And the way to use this, if you put it upside down like that, then you can see where you're punching out. And it works best if you do 2 flowers per flower, your 2 punches per flower. This is the honey bee set that I use that bee out of. It has a lot of pretty things in there, and there's a little hive and some nice sentiments. There are the flowers and the bees that I've cut out. I'm taking some early espresso, which is a brown, and I'm just adding some color to the tips. I'm trying to give some dimension to this. And I'm just using a stamping sponge to take the ink off of the ink pad and put it onto the flowers. Now I'm using the white. It's a craft ink and it's stickier. And I'm just pressing it in there just to give it some white coloring on the middle part and to give it some more dimension. And then if you just set them aside and let them dry a little bit. I'm only doing that to the top layer. Each flower's got 2 layers. I'm only doing that to the top layer. And there I'm showing the queen bee that she's been painted with the black acrylic paint. Okay, this is a Magnolia, the Magnolia home sale. I was at the hardware store and they had these on sale, and so I ended up buying 3 of them. This color is called Lemony, and I'm just adding a base color to my my wood on there. I had printed the honey for sale on my printer, and I put some white acrylic paint on the board behind it, and I put some Podge Podge behind the honey for sale, and just trying to blend it, and I used a sandpaper to kind of get rid of the paper edges. In hindsight, I believe what I would do next time is just keep it more of a square instead of cutting around the words. Anyway, I'm adding some darker yellow, and this one is called King's Gold, and it's apple barrel, and it's very pretty, and I use it a lot, and I just think it's so perfect for honey colors. This is some chicken wire, and I thought, gosh, it really looks like a honeycomb, so I cut it down to resemble like a honeycomb, and I'm just adding some black paint just so it'll stand out a little bit more against that yellow background. All right, I took some E6000 glue so I could have it so it would stay on there. And then if you take and put it on the back of some of the pieces of the wire, and then some of the other, I used hot glue, and that way the hot glue would keep it down for the short term and the E6000 for the long term. And here, let's see, what am I doing here? We're just putting down some of the flowers and the bees. Oh, and I know what I did down here. We are putting down some of the Nautical twine that you get from Dollar Tree, and I just put that along the whole border. And I am going to skip ahead and just say I put down the flowers and the bees. Somewhere that video got lost, and so you'll see that we've got our border, and then all of a sudden we'll have our flowers and bees. And I just applied the flowers and bees with more of the hot glue because it sticks very well with that. And then on the back side, I put some jute twine with hot glue so I could hang my sign. All right, I wanted to make a little beehive to go with this. And again, that footage got lost, but what I had is a flower pot. And the first thing I did is I covered the opening of the flower pot with some black cloth, and I kind of glued that up, and then I started at the bottom with that nautical rope, and I just kept going up, up, up. And so you'll see how I kind of keep rolling it around, and I use 3 of the Dollar Tree nautical rope packages, which used to go around that sign, and then so almost 2.5 to finish this little pot to make it look like a little beehive. And then as you're going, you can kind of roll it a little bit as the twine or the rope wants to kind of come undone, and just keep working at it. This is a very easy project that any beginner could do. I just really enjoyed making it. And then as I got closer to the middle there, it looked like it was kind of indented, or however you want to say how the pot was formed. And so I did just take a little bit of extra of the roping, just so it would stand up a little bit or give it a little bit of fullness as I covered it all up. And you may or may not see that, but there, you see I'm putting that in there. And then to trim this, you need a very nice sharp scissors. And then I kind of cut the end at an angle so it would lay flatter. Okay, and there I've got it all done. And then I had put a black circle. I cut out a black circle with my die cut machine, and that would be the little hole for the bees. And you'll see that I'm putting that on next. Just kind of eyeball where you want it. And then I got my little holder for, I've got all kinds of fun little buttons and pearls in this little holder. It's called Options, and I picked it up at Sam's Club, and I really kind of like it. And it holds 3 of these. So I took a few bees out that I had bought this past spring. And I just placed the little bees on there where I thought it looked good. And the hot glue holds up really nice. As far as that black circle, I gave this to my daughter, and I did ask her if she wanted a little piece of the nautical rope to surround the black circle to kind of finish it off, but she liked it just the way I had it, just like this. But that's another option that you can do. And there it is. I had a lot of fun making it. I hope you had fun watching me do this. And it's a very simple, both of these are simple projects for you to do. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like this video if you did like it. And thank you again. Bye-bye.